welcome back for part 3. So this is kind of where we left off from last time. Just move my screen up just a little bit. So if we think about, we've got the beginning parts of our app. Now we've got to think about where are we going next. And if you remember from my screen, that is where you, the user or the player, is choosing rock, paper, scissors. That's why you need to give them directions up here. So again, we think about this part and what needs to happen. Think about print versus input. So again, print just prints out the statement. Input allows the user to type something. So let's think about it in that respect. I'm going to go ahead and leave some white space. White space is just this blank line. Remember, that's fine to do, and it just helps with readability. It's not something you have to do. I'm just going to do it to make this a little easier so you know that those first 3 lines came from the last video. These next ones are going to come in this video. So if I think about player choice and print versus input, so print, and I say choose, or actually I'm just going to say player chooses, because I think that's how I had it in my app, if I remember correctly. It's up to you what you want to say. Player chooses print versus an input statement. And we'll do it both ways at once. That way you can see the difference. Player, and I didn't do chooses. That's just a little bit of grammar on mine. So I'm going to do that. So a print statement of player chooses versus an input of player chooses. And let's see the difference. Note how I added this white space, but it's not printing here. If I want to print a white space, that's where I need to do /n. And that actually might be a good thing, just so that, again, I can keep this very separate for you guys out there trying to follow along. So if I stop and run this again, now it's going to put that. So those are from the last video. This is what I type now. Note how player chooses. It didn't give me an option to type, and that's my print statement right here. And the second one, the input, does allow the player to choose something, so they could type rock, paper, or scissors. Right? We could type any of those and push enter. Now nothing else is going to happen because I don't have any more code in my app, and that's where I'm getting to. We're just slowly working there. So as you can probably see, I don't want this print statement. I know that now. I want an input because I want to be able to type my choice on there. So if I run it and type it, that is how it shows up. And then we need the computer to choose, right? We need a statement that says computer chooses and tells what they choose. So this point, the user isn't picking anything. So if we think about print, computer choose it. Oh, sorry. Computer chooses in a print statement versus an input for computer chooses. And then I look at it and let's see which one I like. See which one works better in my scenario. So again, player chooses. I need to pick something before my code continues to run. That's the way an input works. So when it asks for whoever is operating the program to put something in, they have to do that before it goes on. And then look at my 2 statements. So I've got this one, computer chooses. Oh, both of them were print. Sorry, my bad. Let's change one of those to input so we can see the difference. And again, this might be more explanation than some of you need. If you don't need these videos, by all means, feel free to move on and work at your own pace. I'm making them for any level of ability so that if you get stumped, hopefully this will help you. So player chooses rock, and then computer chooses. Note how the first one doesn't allow an input, the second one does. Do you need to be able to type rock for the computer? Hopefully not. The computer needs to pick it itself. We don't want to provide any input for that. So I don't want the input statement. I want a print statement in that one. Okay. The next part is a little bit more complicated, and that's trying to figure out how do we get the computer to pick something and it show up on my screen, right? So if I run this, I'm just going to run what I've got now, making sure that, again, it still works. This is what I always like to do as I'm working, is just hit run and test it out. Computer chooses. Now I need the blank filled in. In the past, we've worked with a lot of if statements. We did cover lists a little bit in this class, but not a lot. technically, you could use either. However, I do believe from my perspective that a list is a little easier in this scenario, but it's not wrong to do it the other way. And this is totally my opinion, right? Somebody else may think an if statement is easier. I'm saying I think a list is easier. And how do you format lists in Python? So I'm going to do list equals, and then you use the square brackets. If you're wondering where those are at on your keyboard, you'll look towards the backspace button. It's just down one row. You'll see them. They're with those curly brackets. And you don't need to push shift. You actually just push the button and those show up. And then you list out the items in your list that you want to appear. So now note again the difference between one and one with quotes. So this one is looking for a variable. A variable is one equals and telling what that one is. That's a variable. In this case, we don't want a variable. We want to choose one of the set things that we've typed, right? So rock, paper, or scissors. So we can add as many items into our list as we want, and we can give it any name that we would like to call it. I like to give things names that make sense, so lists sometimes works. You may think about what is this list of. If you think to it, it's the computer choices, right? So you might give it a name with computer in it. You might name it something totally different. It's technically not wrong to name it like cat or blue or something like that. It just can make things more confusing, but in this code, it's not really going to matter. So if I give 1, 2, and again, I'm not typing the actual answers. I'm checking that you are actually understanding what we are trying to do. So I can give as many options as they want. If you think about the game rock, paper, scissors, there's only going to be 3 choices, right? 1, 2, and 3. Now note when I run this, nothing new is going to print out because I haven't set this to print. I'm just having this stored in memory. So I don't see it unless I print it. So if player chooses rock, I'm still going to get the same thing that I had before. Again, computer chooses, we have nothing there, okay? Here's my list, 1, 2, 3, and I actually want it to pick one of these and put it in there. How do I do that? So when I want to print an item from a list, I go to print, and I can choose list, so I have to tell what I'm picking from. So I want to print an item from this list, and I put in square brackets the space where that item is located. So right now, if I print 0, that's going to print 1. This is kind of weird. Computer science starts with 0, 1, 2, are the order that those go in. So if you're starting in a list, it's always going to start at 0. So the 0 option is going to be 1. So if I run this, I should see 1 print out on the screen after this, right? Computer chooses, and then I've got 1. If I were to choose 1, that would choose my 2 option. And I always encourage you to try some of these out and just see how this is working, right? Test and see. But I don't want to pick one specific. I want to pick a random one. So if you think back to our last project, how we had that random int, that's what we're going to replace in this spot where it's picking the number. If you remember, we had to import random at the very top. So I'm going to space things down and type in import space random. That is going to allow me to access that random library so that I can pick a random integer. The format for doing this is random.randint. And then in parentheses, I give the choices. Where am I starting? Where am I ending of picking? So that's why it was showing me A, B. A is the start, and 0 is the 1 position, and my ending position, so 0, 1, 2, my ending position is 2. So it would be 0, 2. Note that if I had more options, let's say I add some more options in, 4, 5, and I'll do one more, 6. Okay, right, so now this is, the 1 position is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this would be picking something 0 through 5. Now let's look and see how this runs in my program. So player chooses rock, and computer chooses 2. It picked a random one. I want to be sure that it's really picking something random, and that's not always going to pick 2. So let's try it again. This is part of just testing your code as you go to be sure things work as you want them to work. So rock, computer chooses 6. It printed a new number. So perfect. That is exactly what we are going to want to do in choosing something random. Note how this is printing though, how it chooses computer chooses and 6. I'd really like the 6 to print on the line. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to do a little bit more work. Okay, but for now, I'm going to pause this video because it's already getting long, that you need to create a list with your choices of rock, paper, scissors if you want to get more creative and add more choices. I know there's some other versions like rock, paper, scissors, Lizard, Spock, or other versions. If you want to do that, you are welcome to, but we'll stick with rock, paper, scissors for now on what I'm showing you how to do. So go ahead and get that list set up. And be sure that it prints something random, and then come back for the next video of how can we put those into the same line, and then move on to choosing who what.